How are you doing? Welcome back again. I am Samuel, the founder of Zoomaa. The topic of today is the design decisions that I've taken while creating Uber, right? So, some of the system designs decisions that I've taken while creating the application, right? So, as a software developer or software engineer, there are some system design problems that you need to tackle that when developing any application, right? And these design decisions affect how the app operates and how the app functions, right? And these design decisions vary from application to application, right? It depends on which type of app you're building, and or the amount of audience that your app may potentially reach, probably the things that your app is handling, right? So in regards to security, right? So a banking application could be designed differently from, let's say, a more social application like Facebook, right? So based on this, there are certain things to take into consideration. Some are atomicity, concurrency, availability, the trade-offs that you want to keep between linearizability and concurrency. There are certain things that you need to take into consideration while building apps. It's linearizability and concurrency. There are certain things that you need to take into consideration while building apps. It's either you want your app to have a very strong consistency across multiple databases, or you want your app to be highly available, and you have to make a choice. Do you want high linearizability, or do you want high availability, right? And my application falls in somewhere in between, right? So these are some of the things that I'll be talking about today. The number one problem that I had to tackle while building Zoomaa was in regard to multi-tenancy, right? So what is multi-tenancy? Multi-tenancy is the ability to, have multiple tenants, as you said, right? Multiple tenants on the same application without either of them seeing either's data, right? So when multiple people are sitting or are on your application, you don't want certain sensitive information to spread, across the people on the platform, right? So you don't want, like for example, if we have a transport company, we do not want one transport company seeing the operation of another transport company, right? So you need to maintain like that, that separation in terms of what operations between different operators on the application, right? So the way I tackled this multi-tenancy issue on Zoomaa is to tie every object created. Uh, I tie every object created to the ID of the the tenants on the platform, right? So I have a JWT, JWT that carries the ID of the tenants, the ID, and it carries the ID and the auth token, right? So we take these two, and I take the ID and I used to fetch, right? So when a tenant requests for objects related to him, the requests are tied to the operator's ID, right? So I use the ID to fetch those information for the tenants. That makes the work very simple and doesn't and makes for separation of consent, right, between multiple tenants, so that I don't mix or bleed information or data throughout multiple tenants. So that is one that was vital, that needed to be taken care of, which was done properly on the application.